Hey, okay, you can hear me? Awesome. Let's go.
Wake up and greet the day. It's Tuesday morning, feeling so alive. I'm ready to own it, but in the back of my mind, a thought keeps coming through. Government's trying to control us, telling us what to do. Manipulations, they playing with our minds, but I won't let them bring me down. No, I'm decided. Gonna dance the dance of freedom, sing out a rebel's tune. No matter what they do, I'll have a terrific Tuesday. Hey, hey, it's a terrific Tuesday.
Hello, Brittany!
Control with the big and Christmas crew. 1, 2, 3, let the music play, we'll rise above it all and have a terrific Tuesday. Big Tuesday, Tuesday.
I'm sending out my links. One moment. Watch this. Hold on.
Let the music play, we'll rise above it all and have a terrific Tuesday.
Ready?
Tuesday, Tuesday, Tuesday. It's terrific Tuesday.
Yeah! And we're back. Hello and welcome to Terrific Tuesday. Neurotic, I say. Neurotic to the bone. No doubt about it. All right, give me 1 second. Let me shindy shed. I shed my link shot. You will be very proud of me, and I'll be proud of you, and we'll have a conversation for me and you. Hello, everybody. So what went wrong? Our government went wrong, man. Not just the government, but it's everybody in between. No, talk about it. Oh, here we go. All right. Don't get rolled in. There's like no transparency, man. Inside my head, it's kind of questionable, but I'm figuring it out. So I got SP, got Jenna Williams here, Creep Knight's here. Iggy, don't you see? You're just the kind of waiting on me. I don't know. Super. All right. Yeah. Let's get back to business here. Hold on. My goodness. Yeah, I got myself my microphone stand. I'll talk to you. You'll talk to me. We'll have a conversation, and we'll find ourselves in the times of trouble. Now, who just popped on here? You got to hear you let me know. I got the Creep Night. It's a disco party now, I tell you. Woo-hoo! Come with me, and you'll see a world of imagination. Or you'll just watch Terrific Tuesday. All right. Can you see me? Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Obviously, I can't hear you because that's not how this works. I got 1 thumbs up. I got 1 person that likes it. 1 person that extended their lux there. I'm glad I'm home. Okay, I'm going to read these comments in a Jeremiah fashion. Let me get my robot voice here. Hold on. Robot. Hold on, I'm doing it for toes. It's a robot.
Hello, robot. Okay, I'm finally on time. I see you. I'm going to copy the link and send it to Alexa. Fantastic. LOL. Hi, William. 1. Hello, everybody. So what went wrong? Where do I begin? Where do I begin? Where do I begin? No, where do I begin? No, where do I begin? Oh, robot, I begin. No, robot, I begin. No, where do I begin? No, where do I begin? No,
Where do I?
and my back, my old foot injury is flaring up. Rude ass customers trying to keep my cool. I'm glad I'm home. Got off before terrific Tuesday. Thank God, thank God. Whoa, thank God, thank God. Whoa, thank God, thank God. Whoa. And yes, we can. Yes, we can. Domo Amagato, Mr. Roboto, Domo, Domo. Where do I and LOL? And the lonely sound of Jeremiah calling is driving me insane. But the sound of teardrops keep falling, and then nobody answers when I call Jeremiah's name. Hi, everybody. Ho! 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 Hi.
Hi, Kendall. Hello, Team Tony. Okay, Creep Night, you keep asking for Tony. Are you asking for me to go get Tony? I'll go get Tony in my body bag and I'll pull him out if you'd like me to. Yes, you want to say Tony? I can't hear you. Can you please say, "Oh, Tony, Team Tony, Team Tony"? We need team. Okay, hold on. Let me. I can't just hold on. Here. I want to leave you in silence. I don't want to leave you in silence.
Wake up and greet the
One
day.
moment.
It's Tuesday morning, feeling so alive. I'm ready to own it, but in the back of my mind, a thought keeps coming through. Government's trying to control us, telling us what to do. Manipulations, they playing with our minds, but I won't let them bring me down. No, I've decided. Gonna dance the dance of freedom, sing a rebel's tune. No matter what they do, I'll have a terrific Tuesday. Hey, hey, it's a terrific Tuesday. Government can try to control, but they can't touch this groove. 1, 2, 3, let the music play. We'll rise above it all and have a terrific Tuesday. Big Tuesday, Tuesday. Let the music play, we'll rise above it all and have a terrific Tuesday.
Are you happy, Crib Night? Is that what you wanted from me? Where's your dignity, man? What kind of baloney is that? Someone that's not used to Terrific Tuesday is going to be like, what the fuck's going on here? Pull it out of context, 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 hey! Pull it out of context, pull it out of context, hey! Pull it out of context, pull it out of context. Another time. Look at this. Look, ready? We've got an update for you. Windows is continuously improving and updating is a normal part of keeping it running smoothly. We'll restart and install this update at 8:30 p.m. or if you can restart now if you're ready. This is what I think about your restart update. Another time. Okay. If you did not know, California just passed a law that every operating system has to have an age verification, which Windows has been trying to do this for a hot minute. They've been trying to, they say it's in the safety of the children where they're like blocking porn sites and shit. But in actuality, it's just another reach of government control. Whoa, just said it. Okay. You're like, Jeremiah, but what about XYZ? Okay. If you can fear people into, if I don't do X, then Z will happen, you will always have control. I guarantee you. There are certain things that are inevitable. There are certain things that collectively are not a good idea and should probably have responsibility towards the individuals rather than in a corporation individual. Corporation individual would be like the digital ID. Sorry, but yeah, fuck that. Red Nose Wellness. Coffee's delicious. Come here. Coffee. Coffee. The coffee is delicious. Is it the same coffee as everyone else's coffee? Yes. That wasn't the question. It's coffee out of my cup. And coffee out of my cup is my cup and my coffee. Like I own any type of ownership over coffee. Come on. How are you? Red Nose Wellness gives you wings. Red Nose Wellness gives you wings. Red Nose Wellness gives you wings. What do you think, Tony? Hey, can I say something? Yeah, Tony, go ahead. Tony, I told you. If you did that again, I was going to have to put you up. I don't give you airtime for you to make poop jokes, okay? Why are you doing that? You understand you can't do that on Terrific Tuesday. We are a serious establishment. Do you understand? I'm sorry. For all my viewers, I'm sorry. It won't happen again. Jesus! So how are you? Some of us like Quick Trip coffee. I'm not ashamed of it. At least it's ready when I need it. Whoa! I got 2 problems in paradise. LL, just noticed there is a Red Bull commercial on my TV. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee.
For the rest of the Terrific Tuesday, it's going to be the Centitude, and we're going to talk about some serious issues. Now, I have more detail.
Who's that? Who is that? Oh, hell nah. Oh, hell nah. Oh, to the nah, nah, nah. Hell nah. 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 To the nah, nah, nah. Whoa. Actually, I just drove. I drove 1,000 miles to see you and to knock on your door just to see you with another man, and I turned you into a whore. Sorry, wrong song. Hello. Anywho, we're going to talk about my colonoscopy today. William, have you had a colonoscopy? I must know. Colonoscopy, here I go, William. I'm going to call William and I'm going to ask him, have you had a colonoscopy, William? Run, William, run. You want me to call you? I know to call you. No, you be quiet. Hold on.
And I'll have a terrific Tuesday.
Hey, William, I have a question for you, William.
I
William,
might have an
William,
Wait.
I've got a question for you, William.
I might have an answer.
William, I have a question for you, William.
I might have an
I have a
answer
question
for
for you, William. William, are you
Come,
there?
come.
William,
you. Come with your
William, are you there? I got a question for you, William.
question.
I've got a question for you, William. Okay.
Come, my child.
Well, I need to ask if you've had a colonoscopy this year.
Oh, you're so messed up. That is wrong.
I didn't mean to be an asshole. I'm wondering and calling about your asshole. I take that as yes. If you heard the crying in the background, that's what men do after they have been asked about their colonoscopy. He can't run. He can't run because there's pain in the bum. I don't mean to be a pain in the ass. Come on, work. I'm Sipper. Thanks for asking. It shows you that William was not watching. Pun intended. If ever I didn't do that one, the camera was on him and all. Okay, but seriously, now we have to call Dizzy and ask Dizzy if Dizzy's had any colonoscopies lately. Here we go.
You little.
Hey, you listen to me, okay? This is the back alley surgeon that you had an appointment. I want to know, is Dizzy there?
No, he's.
You get Dizzy on the phone right now. Get Dizzy on the phone. I want to talk to Dizzy.
He's in timeout. He's
No.
been a bad clown.
Look, no, I gave him colonoscopy earlier today, and he no pay. Why did he no to pay? I do not give free colonoscopies in back alleys for no payment. I'm not charity. You charity case, you get Dizzy on the phone right now. I want to talk to Dizzy right now.
The guy with the rubber glove actually does work.
I didn't have any gloves.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay, I'm done. Bye.
You're messed up.
I didn't have any gloves. Hi, welcome to Terrific Tuesday. My name's Jeremiah. I'm your host. Apparently, I do colonoscopies now. Hey, don't judge me. Look, anything that pays the bills. You're judging me? At your sudden lassitude, it's a lapdog gonna see you. One day. Hold on. I got something here. No. I'm not always judging you. He's judging. Everybody's judging. You're calling me a leprechaun. What if I wanted to be a princess? These blue eyes tell no lies. Here we go. Hold on. Nope. It's not what I wanted. Hold on just a moment. There we are. Nope, that's not what I was. Hold on. I have to try again. Hold on. Something new I'm trying. It's a little too loud. This is one of those experiments that I'm trying now. There we go. Bear with me. How could I do that better? All right. While I'm talking, then I will figure it out in my head. Yeah. Hi. How are you? How's your week going? Are you having a fantastic, superly duperly awesomely amazing, fabulously superly great, phenomenally spectacular week, or is it just like an okay week? I can't believe Chuck Norris died. Look, when Chuck Norris died, God was like, "What are you doing here?" And he said, "Do you guys have blueberry muffins? Please?" You were waiting for a Chuck Norris joke. Hey. was such the dumbest joke I could come up with. That was actually kind of funny. Chuck Norris didn't die. He just decided to visit the afterlife. What are you talking about? God said that they were hiring for a new Grim Reaper. Chuck Norris said, when do I start? GarageBand. There's a piano. Originally, I was thinking there's something pretty I was going to do, but I can't remember. So I can try. Keep talking among yourself in the comments. While I figure this out. Okay. I'll have to mess with it a little bit more better next time. But I know what I can do pretty well, and it's the guitar. actually be turned into something. If you're only popping on to spot and leave. I don't want to all by myself. All by myself. Hey, it went from 3 to 2 again. Now we went to 4. Isn't that funny? I actually, looking at the time, I'm gonna get into the sauce. Most of the time, about 30 minutes into it, people tend to chicka pow, ba ba bow, bow, wow, hello. Especially if I go on like a little tangent, then people really seem to dissipate. I'm trying to decide if I should talk about something or not. I think I should. Okay. I guess I should. We are all just getting by. Nobody knows what the fuck they're doing, and we're just getting by. Everyone has their own insecurities, and everyone is thinking insecurely about themselves if what they're doing is right, and they have imposter syndrome like a mofo. Anyone that says that they have confidence out their ass is talking out of their ass, and probably being the key word, actually have the lowest amount of self-confidence. But they do have the faking it till they make it aspect, which you have to have if you have low self-confidence. Sometimes people speak from an area to which they don't have any other choice than to have an exuberant amount of self-confidence, to which that individual should be left alone and let them as they may, for that might be the only thing that they have, period. But overall, everyone is just trying to get by. And it's funny because in our society, we have an overabundance of everything. We have an overabundance of technology. We have an overabundance of food. We have an overabundance of communication. We have an overabundance of, you name it, businesses, nonprofits, health, fitness, food, friendship, social circles. Then why, I ask, why are you not happy? No matter what you try to fill in your life, they tried to warn us with the simple children's book, if you give a mouse a cookie. You know, if you give a mouse a cookie, he'll ask for a glass of milk. I personally like to call it guitar theory. I've talked about it before, but I think we should revisit it. When I was younger, I thought a guitar would bring me friends. I thought if I learned how to play the guitar, people would want to come around me and spend time around me. I got a guitar. My grandma and my mom got me a guitar, and it was a first act. If you know anything of guitars, then that's like the lowest of the lows. It was at Kohl's they got for Christmas, and I loved it. When I say lowest of the lows, it's not a judgment towards the guitar. It's a fact of reality. They got it at Kohl's. I got it for Christmas. I remember that Christmas. I have a picture of that Christmas. Came in a box. Knew nothing about guitars. And my grandma and my mom just wanted the best for me. And I think they just wanted to see me happy. And so I pursued that, and I took it to school, and I didn't know what I was doing. I've never really known what I was doing. And it didn't bring me the comfort that I needed. And I realized maybe I don't sound good because it's not an electric guitar. So then I got an electric guitar, but when you get an electric guitar, you need to have an amp. So then I got an amp. And the electric guitar and the amp, I got a Marshall because it was, I think, the cheapest, and I seen Marshall on all the rock bands, and it was a small little Marshall amp. And I still didn't practice as much as I probably should have, and I just wanted it to magically come to me. And I convinced myself that, well, the problem is it's not an acoustic electric. So then I got an acoustic electric. And then I realized, okay, well, I don't sound good, not because the electric acoustic, but because the amp. So then my bear paw got me a marvelous amp, and he got me a guitar, him and Grandy. And it was an Epiphone, and it was a Vox, and I mean, premium. And I remember the look that my Grandy gave my bear paw of, why did you just do that? But then she looked at me and she smiled, and they probably argued later. I don't know. And my bear paw said, well, I want you to play Malaguena on it. I still never learned Malaguena. And it just evolved. And I collected guitars, and I said, well, maybe it was bass, and then maybe it was piano. It was a never-ending contentment. And we fill our lives with stuff and ideas and projects, and we claim we have ADHD. And in actuality, we just have poor self-control, and we don't practice as much as we should. We don't lay the burden of quality over quantity. We don't put ourselves out there because we're afraid that we might get made fun of or hurt. And no one's coming to save you. And we learn that. But if no one's coming to save you, that means that also probably no one's coming to stop you either. And in this overabundance of a world where we have overabundance food and overabundance opportunity, and we have overabundance resources and technology and friends, you start very quickly realizing you can just do things. There are consequences. There are good consequences and bad consequences. If I treat my friends good, then my friends tend to stick around, and that's a consequence, a good consequence. And if I am a bad friend and I treat my friends badly, then that's a bad consequence, and I find myself alone. You have to balance the equilibrium in your life. And you are looking for advice from whom? I don't know. But the only thing I could advise is the only true advice that you're going to ever find, that you'll ever really listen to, is from you. Not me, not Tony, not a therapist, not a psychiatrist, not a psychologist, not a neurologist. You. Inspiring, educated, well-meaning individuals, sure. Have insight, abso-fucking-lutely. Education that proves it. If you're proving something, go ahead. But at the end of the day, the only one that is going to get you out is you. And you have to crawl. You have to dig. You have to scratch and pull yourself out of whatever fucking hole you found yourself into. And you will be better for it. Life is not supposed to be one coaster ride. Life is meant to teach. It is never meant to be easy, but it was never meant to be so hard. And the only one that makes it hard is you, with expectations that you set. Well, I have to meet other people's expectations. Well, bullshit. It's their expectations. You put an emphasis on their importance. Very few times in life can someone truly have pure control over anything that you do not give. Well, my employer, you chose to work there. Well, my husband or wife, you chose to get married. We're not married, girlfriend, boyfriend, partner. You chose to live there. Well, I can't just leave. Sure, you can, but there's negative consequences and positive consequences. I can't trust them anymore. Well, if you want the solution and the equation for trust, it is consistency over time, consistently not doing the thing that made you lose trust in the first place over time. There are solutions, there are answers. But are you listening? If you don't like where you're at, change it. I don't say that out of hate, I say that out of love. But no amount of proverbial guitars or set of circumstances will ever get you out of your rut. You're there because you need to learn what got you there in the first place and not repeat it. If you repeat it, that's insanity. Meaning, if insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. You surround yourself around individuals that care about you, that care about your well-being. Start there. Cut out all the bullshit. Cut out all the people that are naysayers, that are negative naysayers, that don't want the best for you, that would secretly like to watch you burn. Fuck them, disregard them. Don't actually fuck them. That might get you pregnant or an STD and might get you in some serious serial trouble, man. Proverbially, fuck off. I don't need you. Surround yourself around people who seem to put your self-interest as like they give a damn. Find yourself around people that will answer the phone at 3 a.m. when you broke down on the side of the road. And they don't judge you for, maybe they judge you a little, but they don't judge you fully for coming and saving your ass. Find yourself around people who actually give a damn and recognize when they give a damn and thank them for giving a damn. And if you feel they don't give a damn, but you don't have a real reason and all reason to believe that they do give a damn, but your self thoughts and your negative, intrusive thoughts say otherwise, that's a you problem, not a them problem. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. A lot of the times whenever we find ourselves in crossroads of our friends, is it introspection? Or are you noticing some flaws to which you do not morally stand behind? And most importantly, if you disagree with someone, is it coming from somewhere with malicious intent? Because if someone has malicious intent, there is not a thing you can do other than get the hell away from them. Someone with malicious intent will destroy themselves. Don't wish negative on them. Actually, in fact, do the opposite. Pray for them. Pray that they find their God, their Jesus, their Muhammad, their Buddha, their Krishna, higher power before the devil does. Because the devil loves malicious intent. It's in the contract. It's in the rules. A bitter heart will be the disaster of all of society. And he'll sit back and he'll say, that was an exciting experiment. Oh, well. And he wobbled away. Wobble, wobble. Till the very next day. No one is going to care about you as much as you need to care about yourself. So how do I care about myself when I don't care about myself? Realize that you are exactly who you need to be. Realize this life is an experience. You're experiencing sometimes good, sometimes bad. Well, Jeremiah, I'm having my worst day ever. If today's your worst day ever, go back to sleep. Don't do anything drastic. Don't make any decisions. Don't drive anywhere. Don't pick up any sharp objects. And go back to sleep. If today is not your worst day ever, then compare it to your worst day ever. Realize that, well, it could have been out of 1 to 10. It's a 5. It could have been a 4. If it's a 4, it could have been a 3. If it's a 3, it could have been a 2. If it's a 2, it could have been a 1. 1's your worst day ever. Hi, Jana. My goodness. Oh, my God. What did I walk into? It's so true. Hi, Jana. Can I get an amen? Is it... It's to be the change you want to see. Amen. Hi, Jana. It's the change you want to see. Greatest lie the devil ever said was, the greatest lie the devil ever told was that he didn't exist. Also, remember your emotion feelings are on you, and choose your emotions and how you react. And sometimes people want you to react poorly. That would be the malicious intent aspect. If someone has malicious intent, you are playing a whole nother game. And I strongly encourage you to stop playing, because if someone has malicious intent and someone wants to destroy you, that means they don't mind destroying themselves. You are worth a damn. If I know you, you're worth a damn. If I don't associate with you, well, then that tells you exactly where I put my priorities, and it's not on you for a reason. Am I perfect? No, but you're not perfect either. At least I'm willing to have a conversation. I might disagree with you, but we should be able to disagree, to agree to disagree. See, the problem is in our society, we said, don't talk about politics and religion. But the truth was, don't talk about politics and religion until you're educated enough and you're emotionally mature enough to have a reasonable conversation to which you can disagree, and you can agree to disagree reasonably and be an adult. Don't talk about politics and religion was something we told children because they did not know better. Well, mama said, well, mama was wrong. Little boy doesn't take that very well now, does he? But you're not little boy. You're not little girl. And if you are, then mind your peers. Watch. Don't do as you see, but watch and learn. It's wild. So much hatred and bigotry in the world. It's not your fight. It never was your fight. All the negativity going around, well, with it bleeds, it leads. Are you part of the news? Or are you a real person? Oh, there's stigma, there's taboo. Of course there is. Divide and conquer, polarize the people. Controversy is the game. What is immediately impacting your life? And who are you immediately impacting? You want to talk politics? They don't think about you. They don't know your name. They're playing a whole totally different game. And you're the data. So that is considered a disinterested party, to which makes decisions regardless of your input. Voting collectively, if we could all come together, absolutely, I'd stand behind it. But whenever it's staggered for a reason. Who's doing the staggering? If someone pulls a fire alarm, who's screaming fire? Trust your gut instincts. Because if there's a fire in a building and no one pulls the fire alarm, does that mean the fire doesn't exist? Are you going to act differently just because you hear a woo, woo, woo? You know what's right, you know what's wrong, you know what's safe, and you know what's not. Same thing when you have conversations with people that have bad intentions, bad people. If you noticed, I'm not adopting the phraseology of bad actors. See, there's a thing I can tell you right now. If you read the news, they'll say bad actors, good actors, malicious actors. Why are they referring to criminals and bad people as bad actors? Are you insinuating that this is a movie or a play? Were the Hindus correct? Jeremiah, what are you talking about? Well, this is something that I'm very passionate about. You see, every time I read a news article, I look for a very specific string of words. I look for bad actor. I look for the word actor. Right off the top of my search, there's 13 views. I know you can't see it very well. Let's see if I can fix that. Probably not. Actually, you know what? I might upload this to Discord. I'll read you a few of the phrases. The secret functionality can be weaponized by bad actors, and according to research, used as an exploit into these devices. Bad actors can continue to utilize their connection to the device to essentially spy on users. If you're worried about a bad actor infiltrating your device, there's a good chance it's tied to something you've installed. Another article talking about dentists, physicians who question the diagnosis, whom some dismiss as denialists, are bad actors. Denialists persist in generating false controversy against the diagnosis of AHT and unwarranted skepticism about shaking being an important mechanism of AHT. Now, here's another article. With holiday spending at an all-time high, bad actors will be seeking opportunities and shoppers will need to stay savvy and alert. Another article, be careful who you talk to. At this point, the dark web is full of personality and identifiable information on most of us, meaning bad actors can easily craft personalized scams. Here's another one, Andrew's silence, which if you don't speak, silence is compliance, perceived by potential bad actors within the audience. Criminals, bad guys. We have taken this liberal approach of categorizing things, and sometimes whenever you categorize so much, the meaning gets lost on the message. But if we want to go with the word actor, then why don't we talk about good actors, good actions? What about the articles that talk about all the good actors? Oh, you call them Samaritans and you call them... Interesting. It's a game. It's a movie at the least. We're the extra. Harvesting our data and our choices, to which they don't give a damn as long as they get what they get. And, you, me, don't throw a fit. But with technology, we need to itemize our product. You and I are the product. And if we don't like what you say, then, well, you'll either check out or be found as a pedo or something else. Some scandalous scam will come out against you, which is the disinformation. So what do? Don't worry about the things you can't control. Don't give in to the negativity. Focus on the positivity. This is whatever version of God, higher power you want to go with. This is where that comes in. Give the universe your troubles and your worries. It's funny, here recently, I got a 1962 big old thick Bible. And I found myself actually reading it. And I find myself more and more really loving Matthew in the Bible. If you get a chance, go read Matthew. Because Matthew actually tells you the game. It's kind of like Isaiah, but Matthew is pretty clear. Which is ironic that that's the least amount of talked about, isn't it? In that terminology, the Pharisee spirit is alive and well. We've been bamboozled. We've been tricked. The only way to stop being bamboozled and tricked is to recognize that you're being bamboozled and tricked. The only way to stop playing the game is to realize you're playing a game. If you're being called a bad actor, good actor, actor in any sense, then you're not playing your part very well. If this is your movie, this is the Creep Night movie, this is the Jeremiah movie, this is the Jana movie. Nobody thinks about you as much as you think about yourself. Not in the sense of selfishness. That's what I've been saying. If you hold the door open for someone, it makes you feel good. Positive selfishness. Embrace it. Good. Probably made someone's day. It's a mutual exchange of goodness. Oh, my goodness. Position yourself to, at least at the very end of whatever comes next, you can at least ask the question, how did I do, sincerely and honestly? How did I do? I wasn't perfect and I screwed up a lot, but like, how did I do? When you make your decisions, how did I do? If at the very least, imagine yourself when you die, you have to answer to yourself. You might cry, you might break down in tears, but at least you can say, how did I do? You did what you could do with what you had. Yeah, there's some assholes there. I know. I saw it. Whoa. But there's some good memories too. Yeah. There's some good memories. Those laughs, those giggles that get you to the core. Hey, you ever laugh so hard that you're about to you're about to cry? You cry a little, you fart a little. Have any liquids, you're spitting it out. You go, stop it, I'm gonna learn. If you have not in a while, I hope you find that moment. I really do. Those are the greatest moments. They really are. Even thinking about the moments of me just laughing like that, it's like so stupid. It's so dumb. So dumb, and I love it. Sometimes I think about the joyous moments in my life. I think about the lovely individuals in my life. And I just laugh. I laugh because it's like I'm blessed and honored, and I'm very privileged to be able to do what I do. The only thing I can ask in exchange is to continue paving a path to being able to let me help others. Because it seems to be working, man. Oh no. Are you any good? Oh, no, that's left for interpretation. Am I perfect? Oh, hell no. But am I trying to add to the chaos and the madness and the rudeness and the negativity and the darkness and the evil? No, I am not. I do not have malicious intent in my heart, and I sleep well with that. Anything I do, yes, I'm not perfect and I do things wrong and bad, but it is not out of malicious intent. Because if I had malicious intent, my ego would come to play, and I'd tell you about it. I'd tell you while I was screwing you over, staring you in the eyes. That is a version of old Jeremiah I don't want to be. I choose not to be. Is he there? Absolutely he is. And you have that version of you too. It's that old Indian tale of two wolves. In life, we have two wolves, good wolf and bad wolf. Wolf who survives is the one you feed. Don't feed the bad wolf. Let that fucker starve. Feed the good wolf. Good boy. Yeah, I'm going to domesticate you real quick. Oh, you got some mad looking teeth. You need to go to the dentist. You need to go see Dr. Clark. Hell, Jesus Christ. Woo! Bad breath. But you still a good puppy. You are. Little bad puppy. Oh, fuck you, man. Get out of my way. I don't want to talk to you. Run away. Be gone, Satan. They don't care about you. Oh, no. They care about outcome. Might get a misstep, but you get an apology later. Stop playing the game. Focus on what matters. Do the best you can do. Be the best that you can be. Because at the end of the day, you have to live with you. Be a good friend. Come on, this world's suffering. Reach out to people. Reach out to people and say, hey, how are you? Thought about you. Hope you're doing well. Well, they didn't answer. Leave them a voicemail. Say happy birthday. William. The birthdays are pretty much listed on Facebook. Just saying. But if you're a friend, if you're a real friend, you know. And if you don't know, find out. Find the small things you can do. It's funny. There's so much controversy of letting me do a live YouTube. Yours isn't listed. Creep night. I'm just automatically assuming your birthday is on Halloween. Fits the creep night persona. That's what I'm concerned. That's what I'm assuming. But like, be the best version of you, and if someone brings out the worst version of you, realize if it's malicious, that person doesn't have your best interests. If someone doesn't have your best interest, then you have a whole nother conversation going on. It is that simple. Information is readily available. Find a way to learn how to good disconcernment. Learn how to be disconcerting. What deserves your time? What deserves your energy? What deserves your focus? Trust your heart. Find your northern star. I'd highly suggest that you find a higher power. It is not my place to tell you what that higher power is, regardless of what other people around me of similar beliefs would like to say. Because my belief is that we should treat each other with kindness and forgiveness and tolerance and love and forgiveness. Tolerance being a very big key aspect. I don't have to accept what you believe, but I can accept you for who you are. There's a difference there. I think the worst thing that you could ever do is damn anyone to hell. You know, general semantics is a hell of a thing. We could be talking about the same thing, but if I don't use the same words, then you discard it and write it off. What a shame. You have to read between the lines. Look into someone, look into their heart. Do they mean well? Sit with them, sit in the silence. The awkwardness. Do it. Find a way to sit with yourself for 8 minutes. Cool that medulla oblongata, that cortisol and adrenaline needs to cool down. Take a breather. I can't take a breather. I have kids screaming and crying and yelling and playing. Find courage for yourself to find those that are around you to say, hey, I really need this. Could you help me? No. Okay, they don't have your best interest. But you have to speak, because if you don't speak, then you don't get fed. And sometimes the nourishment that we need is more than just physical food. That's funny, because if you go on a religious aspect, going back to the Matthew comment, Jesus said to pray in a closet by yourself. Alone. Very specific prayer. Actually, in the whole Bible, it's the only prayer that Jesus says to pray. Now, there's different variations that are said, but the only one in red letter that came from Jesus himself was the Lord's Prayer, and said to do it in silence, not to do it at the synagogues, not to do it in the public. Oh, yeah, that's awkward. Now, that's not the same as preaching the gospel. That's prayer. It's not supposed to be a spectacle. It's not supposed to be this grand public gesture. If you're going to do it and shut up about it. For God already knows. The greatest trick the devil ever played was he convinced the world he didn't exist. Well, there's a lot that can be said about that. No, it doesn't fit some immediate beliefs, and sometimes your interpretations and your beliefs are wrong and should be absolutely tested. And you feel uncomfortable about your beliefs being tested, and it makes your beliefs shaky, then they weren't very sturdy in the beginning. And a lot of the times it means that it's not even a belief, it's a tradition. You've bought in and been sold by a tradition. I did it because my father and mother did it, and they did it because their father and mother did it, and they did it because their father and mother, and goes all the way back in the biblical times of Christianity of Adam and Eve. Why did you eat the forbidden fruit? Well, she did. Really? How do you think that's going to stand? So here's my question to you. Is what you believe belief, or is it tradition? When you pray by yourself, that awkwardness, that quietness, well, it could be, nah, you know your heart. Your heart can be corrupted. But how shall we pray? The Lord's Prayer, of course. Jesus says it very, very clearly. Like, very, very freaking clearly. There are many ways to pray. There's only one prayer to say. Ready? Actually, hold on. One moment. Got you. Hold on. Bible works, right? Isn't it good for an anger management specialist to hold on one moment? What does it say before? William. Yes. That is the prayer, correct? But hold on. It's not one of those cool Bibles that have the indexes. There you are. Hold on. Whoa. Traffic Tuesday just got real quick. I'm telling you, I really actually like the 1962. Talking about John. Hold on. That's how it's not like the red letter. Red letter, this is like one of those like 1942 ones before all the actual ones were burned and changed. Bow, 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 bow. Hold on. I'm not leaving until I find it. It's the part right before the Lord's Prayer. That's the interesting part. I just looked there. I don't have my glass. Okay. All right, ready? So before the Lord's Prayer. And when you pray, you must not be like the hypocrites, for they love to stand and pray in the synagogues and the street corners. Correct. And verily I say unto you that they have their reward. But when thou doest Let not that left hand know what thy right hand doeth, that thine may be in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret himself shall reward thee openly. And when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are, for that but they love to pray standing in the synagogues and in the corners of the streets, that they may be seen of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. But thou, when thou prayest, enter into thy closet, and when thou shalt shut thy door, pray to the Father which is in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly. But when ye pray, use not vain repetitions, as the heathens do, for they think that they shall be heard for their much speaking. But not ye therefore like unto them, for your Father knoweth what things ye have need of before you ask him. After the manner therefore pray ye. It goes into the Lord's Prayer. That's literally the only prayer that Jesus tells you to pray. Boom. Interpret it how it is, but like general semantics, it's funny because a lot of my Christian friends, they were right. Bible's pretty informative. So when you openly, is it for sincerity reasons or is it tradition and show? It's not the non-believers taking a note out of the whole Jeremiah prophet. There's Pharisees, fakes, frauds, showsmans. Are you doing it sincerely? You lie to me, lie to the public. You can't lie to yourself, and you can't lie to God. Good luck. And we have no control over the angels either. If you want to throw the Psalms at me. We should be very fearful. Absolutely fearful. Myself included. We're told to do what we were told to do, and if we're not doing it, well, that's okay. Times are trouble. Guess what? As I'm concerned, I'm human. You're human. That's okay. That's not judgment on the people that have a controversial opinion. Actually, if we had William on the phone right now, he's going to strongly disagree with me, but William's friend, and I don't mind disagreeing with William. Actually, I openly encourage it. Not out of hate, not out of maliciousness, but we both have two different interpretations, and that's okay. See, you can have these conversations. My dad, my bonus mom, hell, my brother, doesn't change anything of how I feel about them because it's not out of maliciousness. It's actually out of caring. You show me. Is it tradition or is it what the word says? If we're going biblical. And I'm no better or worse than you. It's not what I'm claiming. I'm just claiming it's pretty clear. Actually, really clear. But it's wild because a lot of the New Age Bibles have been altered. Actually, a lot of them are. We could have a whole conversation on how altered it has been. But then again, you have to realize that they were inspired men and women that wrote and passed on the information. You ever play telephone? Where do you think the devil lied in the making of the Bible? You don't think he got intertwined? Now, I'm not saying that the Bible's corrupt, but I think that it's influenced in not the greatest way by people that are Pharisees who killed Jesus. Just saying. What side of the aisle are you on? But that doesn't change your heart. That doesn't change when you pray. Doesn't mean you can't pray. I'm just saying the Bible says to pray one way because God already knows before you ask. So why say it? Why repetitiously tell him out loud what you're wanting? He already knows. If you want guidance, ask for guidance. But he already knows. In all honesty, it's like, fuck. How would you know you're brainwashed if you've been brainwashed? How would you know you've been astrayed if you've been astrayed? How would you know you're on a wrong path or a right path? Perspective. Well, he said, she said, Sally on the seashore. The reason I'm telling you this is because what matters is how you treat people. If you're on the wrong path, it still matters how you treat people. Once you recognize you're on the wrong path, get on the right path. Well, what's the right path? Well, that's subjective. How about you pray about it? You ask for guidance. You ask God for patience, he'll put you in traffic. Be careful asking him for guidance. If you disagree, that doesn't make me a heathen or hypocrite or hatred or a Satanist. Because I'm not preaching at you out of hatred. It's out of love. It's also a principle, tolerance. You're human, I'm human, we're human. Have a conversation. Don't talk with me. Let's talk together. It's undeniable the things in our world are detrimental to us. You know how long they've been saying God's coming back. This is the end of times. Don't you see the signs? Yes, don't you see the signs? Oh, fuck it for ages. You won't know the time, the hour, the moment, the minute. Stop trying to guess. You'll ask for a sign and no sign will be given. Oh, that's convenient. You forgot that when you're making your hypothesis. Yet you couldn't be nice and kind and sweet and forgiving and tolerant toward those who annoyed you. So the serpent says unto ye, do as you please. Doesn't that aggravate you? I'm human. Thank you. Little intrusive thought in my head. I'm human, though. Please put that into perspective. Bye-bye now. I don't know my luck. Creep, now you're how do you know what a bad day is without a good day? Absolutely. See, we're still having an honest conversation. Hey, baby. Hold on, baby. So, like I said, I don't hate William, and hopefully William doesn't hate me. But is what you repeat, any question, especially when it comes to the Bible, is what you repeat tradition, or is it actually what the Bible says? Black and white. Did you learn some bad habits from tradition? Tradition will always screw you. Every time. Every time, actually. The Pharisees, that was tradition. You didn't touch a woman because the tradition didn't say in the word. You're never alone. I grew up Jewish and Christian. Oh, far out. See, I love the Jewish. Fuck the Zionists. They can get the fuck over themselves. The Zionists and the Satanists is pretty much the same thing. If I get Kanye West, then you guys know what happened. Zionists got to me. Shit, knock on wood. I'm not suicidal. I'm not a pedo. You're wonderful, William. It's true, though. One of my best mentors, Dr. Grissom, he was Jewish. Love the hell out of him. Definitely not a Zionist, though. There's a difference. All right, I'm gonna play a real quick song, and then I'm gonna get on getting out because I gotta get on home. Let's do this. All right, super awesome. I want to make sure my guitar isn't out of tune. I'm a rock lobster. Rock lobster. I was at a party. Rock lobster. Isn't it funny how I can go from a fun, lackadaisical approach to biblical real quick? Didn't see that coming, did you? Ew. Bird is the word. Bird, bird, bird. A bird is the word. And the bird, bird, bird. A bird is the word. Whoa. I see how bad. Wait, what's your? We're all entitled to our opinions. Hey. Whoa. Hey. Absolutely. And I could just be full of shit. So if that's the case, then well, forgive me. I'm an idiot. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. I see a bad moon rising. I see a trouble on its way. I see earthquakes and lightning. I can't do it today. I see night creeping. Okay. I just want to be loved by you. saw it in the moon, and I saw it in the wind, and I watched it blow away. Have you ever felt pain, love? Have you ever felt pain, love? On a lonely high, lonely high, lonely high, lonely high away. It was worth it. Have you ever felt pain, love? Have you ever felt pain, love? Have you ever felt pain, love? love? Have you ever felt pain, love? Where you felt your heart was gonna fall out of your chest. Have you ever had a bad day? Have you ever had a good day? Oh, which way I say. It doesn't really ever matter. Have you ever felt pain, love? Have you ever felt pain, love? I can say I have, and it's okay. And I have, and I can say it's so okay. You're gonna get through. One way. Have you ever felt pain, love? Have you ever? Hey! Good to see you. I think you're perfect. I think you're like a shooting star. I think you are so perfect. Just the way you are. I think that you are wonderful. Like the stars in the sky. I think that you are wonderful. Just the way that you are. I hope that you had a wonderful weekend. I hope that your Monday didn't suck. Now it's terrific Tuesday. I think so, Creep Night. All I gotta say is what? That you had a wonderful weekend. Hope that your Monday didn't suck. Now it's terrific Tuesday. Come on, Tony. All I gotta say is 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 what? All I gotta say is thank you for being you. You're fantastic. You're fandango. You're wonderful. Thank you for being exactly who you are. Thank you for watching Traffic Tuesday. All right now. Now, God bless. And all I'm going to say is, what?